Angie. Good afternoon. How are you? Just making sure everything's set up. Hey Tara, good morning. Hi guys. Last little bit. Okay. Is it good? I haven't listened to it yet. I saw it and I've seen it and I saved it, but I haven't listened. I worked on this script for my next episode. There was, as always, Andy, there's some UAP thing that I saw that I was like, I gotta say something. And I don't remember. Oh, I know what I've been trying to ask you about all week. It was the Majestic 12 documents that came out. That is what I've been wanting to talk to you about. Majestic 12. Have you looked at any of this? Do you know what I'm talking, like, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but have you looked at all of this? Like, the last thing I saw was that they were saying that the Majestic 12 papers looked real, and also, I apparently had my head under a rock and missed that all the stuff, or half the stuff about Colt Heart coming out had to do with the Tic Tac that I was talking about the other day when I was talking about McWest, except that now finding out that the Tic Tac might have been Lockheed Skunk Works and like our own, which is not shocking to me, but I'm still surprised that I didn't like, yeah, you know what I mean. I'm surprised that wasn't in my awareness right away. So if you have any thoughts on either of those, I'd love to know your opinions. All right, I really need to get some markers. I gotta put this more in the light if it's gonna be visible. So you think Ross might be wrong about the Tic Tac? Hey, hungry? It's sundown. I should probably put that in the FAQs. Or in the description. My name is Sundown Kitty. Andy, okay, so let's talk for a second about the Tic Tac. Colt Heart's saying very vehemently, or that may not be the right word, very fervently, that my name is Sundown, like the sun goes down? No, Sundown. Sundown. It's a weird one. Anyways, so Ross seems to be very, very, very sure that the Tic Tac is Lockheed all of a sudden. And the people that are, I feel like the biggest argument that I've seen against him is Corbell, which I, as of right now, have been enjoying Colt Heart. I have weird feelings about Corbell. I'm gonna type my name here. That's my name. Anyway, you think that Ross might be mistaken and that it's not ours? I wouldn't be surprised if it was ours, but I don't know. I think that the powers that be have done a good job at muddying up the waters so that everyone's confused. No one knows who to believe, and there's obviously like chaos agents and disinformation agents. Yes, my name is Sundown. I know it's a strange name, but it's my name. Yes, that's what I'm letting you know. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know what to make of that. I think the Majestic 12 documents look pretty real, but I don't remember what they, like, I haven't looked into it enough to know what they say, like the documents actually say, but I've seen like things supporting that. But yeah, I don't know. I was really surprised when I heard Coulthard say that it was Lockheed, but at the same time, like once he said it, it was kind of like I could see that. Kitty, if you think you were the first one to have said that to me. But Andy, what do you think about Skinwalker Ranch? Don't break my heart. I have a soft spot for Skinwalker Ranch, but I really want to know what you think. All right, go, go, go. I'll see you in a minute. Hi, HB, how are you? Good morning. We're talking about UFOs. We've been talking about the Majestic 12 documents that came out and whether or not we think they're real, and Andy and I are both trending towards yes. And talking about Ross Coulthard coming forward and saying that the Tic Tac UFO is actually American made and made by Lockheed Skunk Works, and how Corbell is saying the opposite. So the question is, Melissa? Oh, hey, Captain. Welcome. Exactly. I like Knapp, but I'm not crazy about Corbell. So, I mean, I'm not crazy about Corbell, but I mean, if he didn't come as Knapp's sidekick, I probably wouldn't pay too much attention to him, which is fine. And I think he's the first one to say that he knows that about everybody. So, it's like, I like Knapp. I like Knapp a lot. I'm indifferent about Corbell, but I think I like Ross. I'm not crazy about his interview style, but I think I like him. So the fact that they're on opposite ends, where Ross Coulthard is saying that the Tic Tac UFO or the Nimitz incident, I think is the other name, is Lockheed Skunk Works and American made, and Corbell and Knapp are saying no, it's not. Ross Coulthard is, sorry, Ross, do I have an accent? Ross Coulthard is the journalist from News Nation that has been doing a lot of UAP coverage. And he seems like a really honest journalist, even if I'm not crazy about his interview style. I think he kind of like railroads his interviewees sometimes. But either way, he just came out like this week saying, I think Knapp, I haven't seen much coming out of Knapp, but Knapp tends to, like, Corbell's being loud and saying it's anomalous, and everyone kind of says, okay, well, Corbell and Knapp are always on the same page, right? But are they? I don't know. And also, I don't know if Knapp has said anything about this. I haven't been able to spend any time looking into it. I just, like, caught glimpses of what was going on and was asking Andy his opinion. Oh, you're back. Cool. I see somebody's being fed the wrong info. That's what I was seeing too. I was watching Pavel on Siwa TiVo. That I love his. I've realized somebody said something in a comment of his video yesterday. The reason why I have taken so much to Siwa TiVo and Pavel's podcast and YouTube channel is because he takes those 3-hour Jesse Michaels videos, Area 52 videos, like all of those huge 2-3 hour deep dives, and he cuts back and gives you like a half an hour highlight, which is working well for me, because as much as I would love to spend 3 hours listening to the long form, like I don't have that time. But someone on Siwa TiVo's channel made a comment about how they loved his channel because they realized that's what they were doing. My point is that his point was that he thinks that both Ross and Corbell are being honest with what they believe, but that one of them is clearly given false information, and how do we know which one? Fravor says it isn't Lockheed. And what do we think? Do we trust Fravor? I am literally asking. I don't know enough about him to have an opinion. See, yeah, and that's why I love Bob Lazar, and Bob, obviously, and George Knapp are synonymous in the UAP conversation. In terms of, like, they brought each other out. But, okay, so Lockheed and Skunkworks. Let's talk about them for just a second. I asked Andy before you went to get your food out of the oven if you had opinions on Skinwalker Ranch. And I would like to know if anybody has opinions on Skinwalker Ranch. And I know I'm already smiling. I'm kind of fascinated. And did Lockheed once own Skinwalker? Or who owned Skinwalker before the guy that does now? Wasn't it, it was not, maybe if it wasn't Lockheed, it was one of the competitors? Wait, you think so, HB? I don't know. I've been liking Ross. He doesn't seem to be like a puppet from what I've seen, but maybe. He's never come off as insincere to me. Ross hasn't. Like, I've never felt like he was repeating things he was paid to say. I've always felt like, that's why I've liked him, and that's why I'm kind of thrown off by this story, because I have always kind of respected Ross's point of view. I mean, he's new to me, right? Like, I didn't know who he was a year ago. He came out of left field. I'm sure other people did, but he came into my awareness recently, whereas I've known about George Knapp for 20 years. Bigelow, that's what it was. Thank you. It's not still owned by Bigelow, though, is it? I think it was formerly owned by Bigelow, right? Okay, Skinwalker Ranch is fascinating. I don't know why, but one day I started that terrible TV show about it. And the reason I say it's terrible is because the History Channel or Sci-Fi Channel or whoever it is that does it, obviously it works for some people, but that editing style is so, it cheapens it so much for me that it makes it really hard to watch, and it makes it really hard for me to recommend to other people, because the second they start watching it and they watch all those cheesy cuts, they, hey Al, that's why you feel that way, HB. I see. But either way, all the terrible editing in that TV show makes it really hard to believe anything, and it makes it really hard to recommend it, because the second I recommend it and someone starts it and they're like, oh God, what is this trash? But I watched it anyways, and if you can get past the entertainment editing of it and actually look at the experiments that they do and the footage that they show and blah, 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 blah. And again, I don't trust TV at all, but it hooked me. Like, the things that they were seeing were fascinating. And to the point that, because I've been watching this show for years, and I feel like a lot of people I knew weren't. Yeah, exactly. The TV show puts you off. Exactly. But because I thought through it, because I wanted to see the anomalous activity, I ended up getting hooked on the actual science and experimentation they were showing. And I started listening to interviews with Travis Taylor and a few others, and I have mixed feelings about Travis now also, but I definitely came away feeling like the experiments that they do on the show are genuine. They may not show everything, but what they show seems to be real. Like, I don't think the experiments are being faked, basically. And so I say all of this to say is that I've been watching this show for years, and weird shit's been happening on this show for years. And so when weirder stuff started happening in the news, or even when I saw my own orbs last summer, all of it, none of it was a surprise. Like, half the stuff on the Skywatcher things that we're seeing, which is a whole nother, I've got other feelings about that, but all of the stuff we're seeing on Skywatcher like, I've already seen most of that stuff on Skinwalker, but no one really knows that because no one watches the show because the editing's so bad. But like, it wasn't a shock. When I saw my orbs, I recognized them. I was like, I've seen that. I've seen that on Skinwalker. So I get really like, I wish, it's like on one hand, I wish they didn't do it with the TV show because I'm afraid it's discrediting things, but at the same time, it's how I'm able to see the stuff that's going on. And I really do think something crazy is going on there, no matter how bad the show is. I think that something weird is happening at Skinwalker. But that's just my opinion. I'll get off my soapbox. How are you, Al? How many? I only saw 2 Skywatcher videos out. Are there more out now, Andy? I haven't looked for them, to be honest. And also, how do you feel about that? Because I saw somebody say something about how they weren't too keen on what was happening with Skywatcher and them trying to summon UAP because they feel like it's false flag, right? Like they may have cracked some sort of signal that is attracting these things under false pretenses. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like I heard someone say that like it's under the pretense of wanting to capture a UAP and being able to study it or something, or that like getting them here under false pretenses. And then when I thought about it, I was like, that actually is kind of awful, right? It reminds me of Star Trek when you get like an SOS signal and they'd come to the rescue and then it was actually a trap. Like that's, yeah, but I don't know. Oh, so Skinwalker Ranch is a TV show about a ranch in Utah in the U.S. that has a lot of anomalous and like UFO style activity on it, and it used to be owned by Robert Bigelow. I don't think it still is, but I'm not sure. But it used to be owned by Robert Bigelow, and he sold it to some billionaire dude who then brought the show. Okay. I know, that's why I had to put the pin comment. Who then decided to like do a show based on, he brought in all of these scientists and researchers onto the ranch and to do all these experiments, and then they made it into a TV show. It's put on by like Sci-Fi or something, but it's edited so poorly and it's so badly done that it turns a lot of people off. But if you can get past the horrible editing, then, and just like watch the experiments, what's going on there has been really interesting. HB, no doom and gloom here. We're in a happy mood. We're gonna be fine. And even if we aren't, that'll be fine too, because death isn't real. It is, but you know what I mean. I'm not as afraid of it. It'll be okay. It has to be, right? Even if it isn't, there's no point in being doom and gloom about it right now. I'm clearly unable to make a decision here. Why am I struggling so bad with what to do? Maybe I need to inspire myself. Well, I didn't consider myself meek. Sorry, I'm trying to give myself inspiration for my own work to figure out what I want to do, because I don't know what I want to do. getting an idea. Wi-Fi's acting up. You're right, the nonverbals are. I mean, Al, I don't know how old you think I am, but I'm not a young chicken. Hold on. Fixing my internet. Maybe. I don't know. I'm grateful. I really do think that it's come with spirituality, but I'm grateful that the older I've gotten, at least mentally, I've gotten better. Oh, see, that's pretty. In terms of just questioning things and being hopeful about the answers. Why will my internet not cooperate? I know, Al, I think about that. I talk about it a lot whenever I'm flying. Every time I fly, oh, hi, Snow. Every time I fly, oh, that looks really cool. I am amazed at the fact that, like, we're flying. We figured out flight. And it's, like, been recent. It wasn't that long ago that we started doing that. It's amazing when you start to think of, like, the crazy little miracles that have come in such a short amount of time. It actually, bringing it back to UFOs, it does make me think that there has to be a way that there has to be technology that we've been gifted and given. I remember reading somewhere that it's been said that we got, was it fiber optics from reverse engineering? No, Kitty. For me, logically free-spirited is about remaining logical and grounded, but open-minded. That's why I like to talk about things like spirituality and ESP and UAP. But I want to be a grounded place and a place still rooted in logic and in reasoning. And yes, so the free-spirited aspect is for open-mindedness, being open to the metaphysical, being open to spiritual gifts, being open to alien technology or whatever, being open to different beliefs. But still, again, yeah, being logical, being open but staying grounded, not just immediately saying, oh, it's true because someone said. So, like, there's still an element of that. And I think that it started to come to me, I've had this name for years and years and years and years, since 2012, actually, right? Or 2011 even. And it's always meant that to me. I remember being, when I thought of it, I remember thinking, like, what do I want to be? Who do I want to be? And it just came to me then, at that time, that I wanted to be someone who was open-minded and adventurous, but I didn't want to be reckless. And so that's where logically free-spirited came from. Hey, F and G. All of our new regulars, Al, Kitty, you'll get used to F and G. He'll come and go. But Yeah, so that is where Logically Free Spirited came from, and it's also partially because my name is so strange. Being named Sundown and talking about things like spirituality is a move, right? So it's important to me that people, like most people think I've made up my name, right? And then when you start talking about things like esoteric concepts, people really think you've made up your name. And so in an effort to like, I don't know, navigate that a little bit better, I want to be upfront with my intentions. I hope that was a good example or a good explanation. Hmm. Yeah, so I'm not saying I'm out here to be open-minded about everything I'm talking about. I'm an open-minded person, but the channel's focus is focused. That's why. This isn't a channel to talk about anything we want. I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about, I mean, the one time I talked about politics, it didn't go well. So, and that's not what the channel's about. And it's also not about me and my personal beliefs on everything and that I think it's right. It's about me exploring certain topics that, like UAP and stuff, that I want to explore open-mindedly but grounded. But that doesn't mean I'm talking about all topics. Like I'm not, exactly, like I'm not talking about sex, I'm not talking about me, I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about pop culture in terms of, TikTok gossip, that kind of stuff. Like it's just about the topics I want it to be about, which is, why it's my channel, is for that reason, so that I can talk about the things that I want to and not talk about the things I don't want to. So yeah, so things like politics or things that are too personal about me, anything like that, I definitely want to veer away from and keep the channel focused. Yeah, exactly. And so it's like we talk about religion when we're talking about spirituality, but I don't want to talk about religion in terms of people arguing over religions, arguing against each other about their beliefs and their interpretations of things. I want to keep it grounded in open-minded thoughts, especially like we'll talk about things like, common threads between all of these religions and the flood myth, or not myth, the flood story. Like that is a way that we might talk about religion and spirituality without talking about right versus wrong and opinions on that kind of things. Sure, but like I'm a woman on the internet and I already have to deal with a lot of sex coming at me from people, so I don't feel like opening it up to having a conversation with men about sex, if that makes sense. Not because I don't believe in it, but because I'd be more familiar, I'd be more comfortable talking about it with women or talking about it with people in person versus being a woman on the internet talking about sex. Like that's not, so yeah, it absolutely gets one connected. And also like, sex is used in spirituality in a lot of different ways. And I think that, it's one of those things. It's the blessing of it being my channel, is being able to control what the channel talks about, or what I want to talk about at least on the channel. And as the channel grows and as it builds, I'm realizing more and more how important it is that I keep that focus and trained on the right topics and on the right things, so that I don't lose control over the purpose of me doing this. Because if it starts to turn into one of these things where people just want to get on and talk about, personal things about me, argue about politics, or argue about religion, or ask to see my fucking feet, I'll stop doing this, you know? And so it's like, I don't want that to happen. So that's why I keep it very focused. I'm like, I'm not talking doom and gloom. This isn't going to be a fear channel. I don't want to talk about anything fear-based, because I'm also doing this to start my day. This is what I was doing before. I was already doing this. I just wasn't doing it on live, right? Every morning I sit out here for an hour and I usually write, but I started doing it on live because I wanted to share this beautiful start to my day, this peaceful energy, this open-minded conversation. And hopefully, even if it's not the start of your day or whoever's day that's watching, hopefully it brings them more peace than when they started the channel, like when they started the live or the video. And in order to do that, that means that I have to be cognizant of the topics we talk about. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, when I say open-minded, I am open-minded, but there are certain topics on the channel that it's just not relevant. I don't know what whirling is, no. And yeah, HB, Andy said that he really liked the 13th episode. I'll try and listen to that today. Kind of want to go for a run. I think it's gonna be too hot. We'll see. I might try and swing one early. Hope that wasn't too much of a soapbox, but it is important for me to explain what I mean, because like you said, it's not very clear, right? What open-minded could mean to everyone is different. See if I can manage to even touch a pen to a paper today. No, HB, I didn't know there was a synchronicity with you and, is it Pagel? Is that how she says it? Pronounces it? I don't remember how to pronounce her name. No, I didn't know you guys had something. Pagels, yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, no, it was a good question, Kitty, and it's important for me to occasionally reiterate the point of the channel and what I'm doing, because yeah, you don't know if I don't tell you. Yeah, it's not like one of those things where I'm like, oh hey, I'm going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about specific topics, but we're going to approach those open-mindedly. Did it. Only 34 minutes in and I finally put a pen to paper. Hey gals, okay. Okay, so what's your synchronicity, HB? Do I have an American dream? No, no, I don't think so. I have dreams, sure. Even those I don't have a lot of. I'm so, again, I say it all the time, but I'm so intuitionally based, and dreams are very forward thinking. And there's nothing wrong with that, but everyone's different, right? And so for me, like whenever everybody asks, like, where do you see yourself in 10 years? I don't know. I can't envision it. I have no idea what's going to happen in 10 years. And so it's very hard for me. Plus, also, like, anything that I can think of that I consider a dream, I don't know why it would be particularly an American dream. Yep, making a living off my porch, literally HB, that's my dream. Making a living off my porch would be amazing. Oh, really, HB? Hey, Tara. Yeah, Al, synchronicity, we were talking about this a couple weeks ago about, I was asking about the difference between serendipity, synchronicity, and coincidence. And I don't know that, that we ever came up with an answer for sure, but I think what I decided, at least as far as I understand it, is that a coincidence is a coincidence, right? It's chance. Serendipity feels like a chance that's beneficial to you, and then synchronicity feels more intentional, if that makes sense. Yeah, HB, please. But synchronicity seems to be repetitive, something coming up repeatedly in your life. Whether it's something like, the most common thing, especially for me, is numbers, seeing certain numbers all the time. But it can be all sorts of things. Okay, HB, I'm following. You sent Pagels, Professor Pagels. I don't know why it's so hard for me. You sent her what you wrote in 2022. This is unrelated to anything, but I did try to reverse my camera so that it wouldn't be mirrored. Because right now it's mirrored, not that any of you know this, but I know a lot of people think I'm left-handed because of that. And despite having an iPhone, my back camera was trash when I was trying to look at it to go live, so that's how I ended up here. You upset Dr. Hennessy when you asked her if her research was government funded? I think it's a fair question. I didn't realize you reached out to Professor Pagels, whatever. Oh, I'm gonna get it. Before Dr. Hennessy or Dr. Powell. Does she It's interesting. I want to call her Dr. Hennessy because you told me, but at the same time, I haven't seen her publicly change it yet, and I don't want to confuse people by who I'm talking about. Wow, interesting. Birds sound far away today. Hmm. I'm really proud of you, HB. It takes a lot of strength to write everything that you've written and then to reach out to these people. Like it takes a lot of bravery. How to not put my hand in my paint. I'm incapable. Which book, HB? Was it the ESP Enigma? And please tell me how good it is, because I really want to read that. I keep saying I'm going to buy a copy from her website, and I just haven't done it. Honestly, because I wanted a hardback copy, and all she had listed were paperbacks, but I don't know if that's changed. Has anybody here read Dr. Powell's book, The ESP Enigma? Okay, HB, full circle. You sent Dr. Pagels your work. A while later, you got a hold of Dr. Powell. Pagels then got back to you and sent you a letter about your book. And then as you were reading Dr. Powell's book, you read a story about Dr. Pagel's husband. Do I got that right? That's crazy. I didn't know. Did you know that story already when you reached out to her? I had no idea that she had an interesting experience like that, or that her husband did. I also want to read, there's a woman that I learned about in my deep dives that I talk about, I don't remember in which episode, but Marjorie Woolcott, Dr. Marjorie Woolcott, I think. And she used to be a staunch materialist, and when she started meditating, she became more spiritual, and she wrote a book about her shift from materialist scientist to like meditating consciousness researcher. I don't remember what it's called, but I do really want to read that one too. Wow. That's so cool, HB. Tara, yeah, Dr. Hennessy Powell and Dr. Marjorie Woolcott, along with, who else? Dr. Jeff Tarrant, which is a QEEG specialist. I don't know if Rupert Sheldrake is considered a doctor because he has his PhD, but I've never heard anyone call him Dr. Sheldrake, so I don't think so. And then Dr. Dean Radin are all doctors that, yeah, I know, the chat chilled, that are featured in the telepathy tapes that I have learned so much about now. Yeah, the chat was super lively with the UAP talk earlier. I mean, but to be fair, I feel like I've been talking a lot today. Cool, Al. Yeah, I mean, this whole live thing started because of, like, it started in silence. It started with the idea of you guys not necessarily listening to me talk, but to like listen to the birds and the sounds of the city in the morning. Sometimes it feels odd when I have those moments again out here because people have come and then start to stay because I'm talking. And then you have these long periods of just birds, and I think it turns away some people. But I'm determined that I'm going to find my audience. And Al, I'm really interested to see what you come back with after you like look into some of these things. I'm excited to see what Dr. Powell has to say to expand on your story and her kind of analysis of it. I'm going to grab some coffee. Hang tight. It's so beautiful out here, isn't it? Makes me so happy. I mean, HB, rightfully so that you didn't put the Edna mode together because she is represented as older than me. But I do get that comment sometimes. I'm back. Does anyone have any plans for the rest of the day? I guess it's Thursday. What about the weekend? I don't have anything in particular. Hey, buddy. Oh, it's so pretty back there. It's prettier now back there. Some big Monty action. Keep telling him he could be a star, but he's a little camera shy. I'm trying to think. I might go to the beach this weekend. Let's see. I have some friends in town from Brussels. Or Brussels, from Belgium. Oh no! I spilled coffee. Not shocked, but one moment. Just a sec. costume change because I'm a child. Can't not spill shit. Okay. If any of you guys have access to watching Skinwalker Ranch, and you can get through the bad editing, especially you, Andy, I'd really like to know what you guys think. The experiments are wild. I think the first couple seasons, I think there's like 4 or 5 seasons now, and I think the first few are available on maybe Amazon Prime? I don't remember where I saw them on. I literally got so invested I actually paid for the season last season because I didn't have access to it anymore, and I really needed to. I need them to figure out what's going on over there. It's kind of a, oh, that's not annoying. It's kind of a guilty pleasure, that show. So you know what? I don't ever watch anyone else's live streams. It's kind of half the reason why mine are amateur. Because I like, there's so many things about live streaming that I don't know, that I'm learning as I go. So I don't actually, I think I've watched like 2 live streams ever. So I don't watch lives, really. I don't watch a ton of TV unless you're counting YouTube that I am actually more or less listening to than watching. Usually I'm like putting on something like Jesse Michaels while I'm cleaning, doing chores, or like working on something creative that doesn't require me to like write. Basically I can't write while there's somebody else talking. I can't like do both, but if I'm doing something like this or editing or something, I can tag team it. But basically, I don't watch a ton of TV, but I do watch a little bit. I have most of the streaming services for a lot of it, but YouTube is definitely my most used. I mean, it's my most used platform across the board, if I'm honest. It's kind of like, it still feels like crazy to me that I got into live streaming in the mornings because, again, it's something that like I don't watch myself, and it just doesn't make sense that I would be attracted to doing this, but it's been such a lovely experience. Oh, really? Tell me about them. Like, what is everyone else doing on live streams? I imagine everything. I think you told me you watch people garden. No, what was it that you said that you've watched people do? Because I remember now talking about how I like to watch people clean, but those aren't live streams usually. They're just like videos of people organizing. I guess I do sometimes watch live streams of birds. Like there are those people that have the live stream cameras set up on bird feeders and you can just like pop in and see what birds are hanging out. I have watched those. And I used to watch the sunrise years ago on live streams when, like years and years ago now, probably 10 years ago now, when I was, when they were hard to find and I would battle like seasonal depression. I'd try to watch places in warmer climates. You scroll a lot and stop. I mean, I think that's the point, right? I think that's how they want people to go, is just to scroll through live stream and see what people are doing and hopefully find something interesting, right? What does kind of freak me out sometimes is that, like, when I realize, hey, Dinah. Hey, yeah. Oh, thank you. That means a lot. That's the whole goal. Calm and peaceful. Oh, shoot. What was I saying? Come back to me. Yeah, I spilled coffee, kitty. I spilled coffee on my shirt, and I wanted to spray it down real quick so it didn't stain. That's cool, Al. Yeah, I've had a couple people do that. That was unexpected. This is all so new to me. So yeah, it's very interesting. I got a really generous donation from someone. Donation. I mean, I guess that's the word, right? On buymeacoffee.com, and I was so shocked that I cried. And then I had like a really weird period of reconciling being comfortable with it. It was very surprising, but it was so kind. Again, it's all very, very new. New world for me. Hey, Puppet. Welcome back. Have a kiss. Thank you. I love that dog so much. Al. Do you work? No, no judgment, I'm just curious. And Kitty, that's exciting. It's good to have those kinds of focuses and goals. I wish you all of the luck. Oh, thanks, Dino. We'd love to have you back. I'm on most mornings. Well, mornings for me. I don't know what time it is for you, but... Oh, no, Kitty, I didn't mean do you work out. I was asking Al if he works, because he said he was on YouTube for 10 hours a day. But that's great, Kitty. Like, I mean, I love working out. For me, it's mental more than anything. But I hope that you enjoy working out, or that you end up enjoying this process. Sorry. Focus. Terrible line. Yeah, I mean, the internet is addictive. Phones are addictive. Most of the foods we eat are addictive. We've not helped ourselves in that way. Oh, nice. I meant nice to Dino, living in Michigan. For Kitty, I'm sorry that you're diabetic. I really do wish you all the best with that, though, that you're able to fall in love with the process of healing your body and taking care of yourself. That's cool, Al. That's kind of what I was wondering. My dad listens to podcasts for probably 10 hours a day because his work, he's on his phone. He can't look at it, but he can listen. And he doesn't listen on YouTube ever, so I get it. He does the kind of work that you can do the same thing. My brother says he can, but I haven't, I've tried so hard to get him to listen to the telepathy tapes while he's working. Actually, maybe I'll text him when I get off. Remind him to go listen. Al, have you listened to the telepathy tapes? Did you get to my channel from that, or did you just get here from live? Because the telepathy tapes, while they don't have visuals for you to look at while you're working, they are on YouTube now, audio, and that's like that's why my channel really got started. So, always recommending it. Yeah, I'd love to know what you think, Al. That's how, like I said, that's how the channel got started. That's how most of us, like Andy and HB, that's how we all landed together. And that's, when we're talking about Dr. Hennessy Pell, it is because of that podcast, specifically. If you look at any one of my long form videos, I've linked the podcast in every description of the long form ones, like the not lives. Or you could just go watch those videos if you haven't. You might think I'm crazy now, then if you don't yet. But it's been so cool. I won't be doing TikTok, no, but I've done a couple YouTube shorts, not about, you're in the sun, not about the telepathy tapes. Honestly, I could probably cut my work and like pull some shorts out of it. Let's get you out of the sun. But are you straight? It's a lot of work to go through and like, just a lot of, all of this is taking every bit of my time. And so it's one of those things that like I would love to go through and make shorts out of some of the content that I've done already. I haven't had the time. I'll continue to make YouTube shorts and hopefully make them more frequently and more often as like grow and I get into my rhythm. But right now, I've only got a few. And they aren't cut downs of any of my longer form stuff. They're just random things. They're dreams I've had. They're, what else is there? I have a short. I want to do a series of shorts talking about advice from my therapist, like the advice that she gave me to give my subconscious homework when I go to sleep, because that has been so life-changing that I want to like tell everybody about it. So yeah, I think there will be more YouTube shorts in time. right now, I just haven't been able to yet. But I do not plan to focus on any other platform. Like I don't plan to focus on Instagram or TikTok or anything like that. I plan to stick to just YouTube. At least for right now. I mean, and then branching off from there, maybe things like Substack or Patreon. But I don't think it'll be on other social platforms. Because again, I really don't want to be a personality in that. I don't want it to be about me. And I guess Instagram and stuff doesn't have to be, but those just feel more personal in a way. And I also just really am not crazy about social media outside of YouTube. Oops. You guys, I'm never going to get anything done for Hannah. Is it in Vogue that sang that song, Never Gonna Get It? Because that just popped into my head. That doesn't show my age. I don't know any young kids that know In Vogue. Minutes. Probably. I don't even know if it'll last that long. We'll see. I kind of think I do want to go for a run. I'm actually surprised it's this quiet outside right now. Oh, you must be a little delayed, HB. Are you guys getting ad breaks in the middle of this? Is it weird? That's okay. And when you say facilitator, do you mean what I think you mean? Like, do you mean like a spelling facilitator? Or what? I tried to find spelling organizations here, and there are none close to me. So was it a spelling facilitator? That's so cool if it was. I mean, no matter what, I'm sure it's cool, but you know. Also, I didn't even tell you guys, I'm not even working on Hannah's piece. I'm just brain dumping doodling right now because I'm stuck on her piece, so I figured this will help exercise some stuff out. Wow, that's amazing, HB. I love that. I haven't ran into anyone in the wild yet that I've mentioned the telepathy, even though it's like the biggest podcast ever right now, or one of the biggest podcasts. I have yet to talk to anybody about it, like met somebody and brought it up and they'd already listened. Like everyone I've met has never listened to it before unless they're either the people that told me or like my, you know, people that I've told. And I'm really surprised by that. Like I haven't had a single person be like, oh my gosh, yes, I've listened to that, it's crazy. Like everyone's been like, no, what is it? I'm always surprised. Hey, landed upright. Hey, you guys, I think I'm gonna have to call it. It's about that time. I'm at a stopping point with this little scribble piece. Like I said, I've not really gotten anywhere on Hannah's, so I have a lot of goals today and a lot of work to do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start the day. I'm really glad you guys came out. It's pretty chill this morning. I plan to be back out tomorrow for Friday. Fridays have been pretty busy, so this might be the calm before the storm. But I will talk to you all very soon. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or evening or whatnot. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.